You're watching Rurouni K95's anime review on Rurouni Kenshin New Kyoto Arc. Hi Ruronis, this is your pal Rurouni K95 here. Today we got another anime review for today, which I haven't picked in a while since I've already looked back on my previous anime review on Samurai X Reflection. As the suggestion from Boobop 1987, I decided to do an anime review on Rurouni Kenshin New Kyoto Arc. For today's anime review, it's Rurouni Kenshin New Kyoto Arc. Based on the manga in the same name by Nobuhiro Watsuki, Rurouni Kenshin is a 28 5-volume anime manga which has been adapted into several television series, OVAs, the 1997 anime movie, and including this anime OVA reboot from 2011, and including the live-action Rurouni Kenshin movies. So let's start with our anime review on Rurouni Kenshin New Kyoto Arc. So, this is particularly like a revisited version of the cover 27 episodes of the original Rurouni Kenshin anime series. The most significant way to describe Shin Kyoto Hen or New Kyoto Arc would be glossed over. What else would you expect in a 2-hour retelling that attempt to cover 27 episodes of the original anime series? How that's probably different, or I could call it revisited. However, that the OVAs are entirely without merit. Well, it's basically more, I would call it a revisited version. And the art is basically, the environments are strikingly beautiful, the characters are modernized, cleaner, and redesigned to better suit the current aesthetic, but unfortunately looked washed out and unfinished when set against the detail of the backgrounds. Cinematography is done very well. The usage of color and light, particularly contrasting Kenshin's meetings with Misao and Shishio, is a nice touch. Animation was hit and miss, where the TV show would use light and sound to indicate a superhuman move. Animation was hit and miss, where the TV show would use, well, particularly, well, being performed. Cage of Flames impressed with the full animations noteworthy in Kenshin's confrontation with Misao and battle with Cho, the fights in Song of the Light. However, the lack of the impact of those in the series, Saito's evaluation fight with Kenshin comes to mind, and an argument can be made for the finis of Kenshin versus Sojiro's Shukuchi duel. But the Totsu and the Fute no Kiwami just don't have the same raw explosiveness. Even the music. The soundtrack is excellent, with the renditions lack the predecessor's appeal, which is reminiscent, which they are more in timbre, and more cinematic, which is basically reminiscent to what you from in particular from the original, either the original anime television series or the original manga, if you ever watched the anime series or the original manga. But familiar themes are used accordingly and don't fail to the mood of the scene or remind us that is indeed Rurouni Kenshin. Just don't expect something as amazing as than any other soundtrack in general out there in the world, which has never been done before until now. Much of the gag humor and lightheartedness of the series are omitted in the favor of serious tone that accurately reflects the gravity of the arc. Studio Dean was aware of the age of Rurouni Kenshin fanbase and thus had no qualms about showing brutal reality of the fights in Shishio's world. Things that were implied and understood but not displayed by the series. This is where Cage of Flames truly shows its potential, settings in all scenes for conflict, building tension, and acknowledging all the events of the original anime as well as the original manga in general. As if discouraged by the nostalgia, by criticism of the first OVA, the staff seemed to give up in Song of the Light. as it was to sloppy animation aside, every character seems deflated, both writing and delivery are unnatural given how little development of their characters is depicted. I did like the more mature Misao though, more convincing for the role of Okashira. Aoshi and Shishia obviously keeping their desire to strike in check in the first OVA never demonstrate that catharsis, wasting all the anticipation. As for however everything plays out, the absence of so many things and members of the Jupugatana completely overshadows the version of the story attempt to tell. Kenshin and Sanosuke Sagara never meet up. Sano is instead exclusively partnered with Saito. Sano's parallelism with Anji is not explained. Seijiro Hiko's arrival at the Oyarama is far less grand because Yahiko never approves himself against Henya or demonstrates his impressive spirit. Sojiro's internal struggle to reconcile Kenshin and Shishiyo's philosophies is barely there. Saito does not show his loyalty to Akusokuzan and police fighting Usei. In fact, the duels that are glossed over don't take place in Mount Hiei. Even though it was shown in Cage of Flames, I can go on, but the greatest and OVA of the revisited OVA and absolutely unforgivable omission is that Kenshin never uses his Ogi. Every major fight is won handily and anticlimactically. The conclusion of Watsuki's Kyoto Arc is fundamentally altered and weakened. One thing for which Saito didn't appear in the blade. He didn't disappear in the blaze. He escapes with Sojiro. What might happen should the prodigy be taken under the wolf's wing? And so our heroes return. Heroes being Kenshin and Aoshi. What even happened to Sanosuke Sagara? While Studio Dean apparently forgot how to make shonen seinen fights epic, they do reunions passably well. Kaoru finding Kenshin in the first OVA, and as well as Misao welcoming Aoshi back. Because the first thing is that if you haven't seen the Rurouni Kenshin series, you might enjoy the OVAs. If you ever revisited, it surely will not much things that would happen. The second thing I noticed that people were disgusted with the OVAs because of the difference between the original and new Kyoto Arc's difference. But I don't see it like that, since this arc, again, OVA's not the remake of the arc or anything else, but it's basically like a reminiscent and revisited of how you talk about the original Rurouni Kenshin anime television series, like for example, the Kyoto Arc episodes, like from the original Rurouni Kenshin TV series, as well as the original manga. If you ever read the original Rurouni Kenshin manga, particularly, which is a great scale of episode, the Kyoto Arc events within another dramatical of point of view and story that personally love it. Well, because I really enjoyed the art, because it looks like it's not a reboot, but it looks more like a revisited anime. I mean, if I would have covered one of the live-action Rurouni Kenshin movies, then I would have been looking back on my previous anime review on the Rurouni Kenshin anime television series, including Trust and Betrayal and Samurai X Reflection. But that's for the most part. But yeah, what we can only imagine, particularly for revisiting Rurouni Kenshin series by talking about the new Kyoto Arc. Particularly, I really loved New Kyoto Arc because it's a must-watch OVA if you ever either read the Rurouni Kenshin manga or watched the original Rurouni Kenshin anime television series. But the most favorite scenes that has got to my mind is the character is one of Misao's caretakers, which is Omine or Ochika, or yeah, one of Misao's caretakers. She has a little bit of Katana from Mortal Kombat look to the character, according to which it looks like something I'm pretty sure Mortal Kombat would have done in a heartbeat for the character inspiration for one of Misao's caretakers, which is the one who has a love feelings for Kenshin's master Seijiro Hiko, which is the one who is one of Misao's caretakers, the one who has her hair down, by the name Omine, I forget, as in Omine, Omine. Yeah, one of Misao's caretakers has a little bit of Kitana from Mortal Kombat look to her as well. Has got to the feeling for Rurouni Kenshin New Kyoto Arc was what exactly for this anime. Because I understand that, because never to say nonetheless, if you would have rewatched Rurouni Kenshin anime television series, like rewatching season 2 of the original Rurouni Kenshin anime, like the episodes and the Kyoto episode ones from season 2, then you would have been revisited with New Kyoto Arc, particularly. Because the story was very good. It's basically isn't the same as the original story, but has some discrepancies. I perceive it as more of dramatic close-up than the real story was, and certainly was something you would expect to revisit it by talking about it. The same with its realistic touch at the end of the Baku Umatsu Tenshin that everybody may know. Well, the art looks great. It looks very good, because this is basically not a remake, because it's basically more like a revisited, or particularly it may be either a remake or reboot, or depending on what category on Rurouni Kenshin New Kyoto Arc, particularly. But yeah. And it's one of the best parts in the sound. Like, the background music in the OVAs was simple, but in the part it was where you find the fight, the music guides you through the scenes amazingly. Like, if you enjoyed the fight scenes, if that is more serious, which I understand that. Like, watching an OVA is certainly OU is remembering all funny, incredible adventures with the sense of growing up made me happy through the seas of memories when you used to watch the original Rurouni Kenshin anime series, unless you want to read the original manga. But yeah, Rurouni Kenshin has basically like a large-scale remake of the time after Kenshin leaves Tokyo up until before the Inferno of Kyoto, which basically it's how you revisiting episodes from the second season of Rurouni Kenshin, as in Legends of Kyoto Arc, which is the original anime television series, I guess. Yeah, the first episode was premiered on December 17th, 2011, until the last episode, which is episode 2 of the OVA, was lastly aired on June 23rd, 2012. Yeah, because it's made by Studio Dean, and it's basically 46 minutes per episode on each 2 of the episodes of New Kyoto Arc. So that's going to be it for my anime review on Rurouni Kenshin New Kyoto Arc. Thank you for watching for today's anime review. Before we go, here's my thoughts. I have it on DVD because every time I rewatched it, I've always wanted to talk about revisiting some of the episodes from Season 2 of the original Rurouni Kenshin anime, because I've always wanted to talk about revisiting the original Rurouni Kenshin anime series. Hope subscribe for content. My anime plan link in the description down below. Share this video on your Twitter and Facebook. If you have Twitter and Facebook account, be sure to give this video a thumbs up by clicking the like button on this video. Be sure to feel free to leave it in the comment section below if you like. Please subscribe to my channel, Rurouni K95. Feel free to join my channel. Click on my notifications bell button. Check out my videos I'm uploading as well. And that's all I have to say. So keep it otaku for this anime review, and that's all I have to say. Thank you for watching my Rurouni Kenshin New Kyoto Arc. I'm glad you liked it, and I hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you soon for the next anime review, and hope you have a great day. This is Rurouni K95 signing.
Thank you for watching my Rurouni Kenshin New Kyoto Arc anime movie. Stay tuned for my next anime review on Berserk, The Egg of the King, the first Golden Age arc movie. So stay tuned for my next anime review. You won't want to miss it.